Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to an edition of the podcast. Today we are gonna. I know you're a Mack lover. Are you a Mack lover? Oh, of course you are. Well, we're gonna share with you another Mack. Of course, you know whose collection we've been talking about for a while now, because we went there and he showed us all the trucks he's got. And we're gonna be talking with Chuck Snow again today. He's got a 54 Mack. I don't know if you have ever seen a 54 Mack, but I can tell you it is quite a sight to see. This thing is beautiful, and I'm not going to tell you about it because I'm going to let Chuck tell you about it. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about Bison Transport. They're one of our sponsors for today's show, and they've got their Right to Decide program, which helps every driver be safe because they get the power to shut down when they need to, and that is very, very cool. So if you want to check them out, go to bisondriving.com is where you can find their opportunities about working for one of the safest fleets in North America for sure. And now let's get on to one of the coolest trucks that we've got going. Now Chuck's got a great collection. He's you guys know Chuck. He's an old-time truck driver like me, retired, and then he started buying trucks. He's now got about 10 Macks in his collection, all from cab overs to he likes the old stuff there. He does have one Ford, which if you saw the Coca-Cola truck, that was his one Ford, but most of them are Macks. He's a real Mack lover. And he's been buying a whole bunch of them, and he had a 54 Mack there that I thought was pretty cool. But I'm going to let him tell you about it because I don't know enough about it other than it was cool. And I'm telling you, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you certainly want to make sure that you go and check out the video on this. So let's get on to this. Let's find out all about Chuck's fancy 54 Mack, what that all means to the driver. Here we go. Okay, so Chuck, we're in front of this one here. This is a Cummins. This is a really long hood for the day. Tell us about this one.
So this is a 1954 Mack LTL model.
Okay.
And these didn't come with Mack engines. These came with a 220 Cummins.
Wow.
But with a 5x3 Mack triplex transmission.
Yeah.
And I bought this truck in Healdsburg, California last September.
Okay.
And it got the name Merlot because, that's what I call it, because I bought it in wine country.
And it's the wine color.
That's right, that as well. And the fellow I bought it from, Alan, when I got to his farm, he said, come on, we're burning daylight, let's go for a ride. And we took it out, and I was driving it through these beautiful vineyard roads. Yeah. And just fell in love with the truck. And I hadn't driven a twin stick in about 30 years. Yeah. Didn't forget how to drive it. And I just said, I'll take it. Yeah. And that was it. It was just...
I like that they've got touches. You don't see these anymore. Stuff like the night lights. Yeah. I used to have them on my trucks. And I tell you, when you're looking for an address in the middle of the night or something, they come in really handy. Yeah. Across the street. Yeah, they were always really good.
So this lovely truck. I don't, there's a couple of them that are so rare, I don't even want to take them
You don't even want to drive them, right?
No, I just don't want, if a windshield gets broken, all of a sudden I have a big problem because parts are hard to get for these.
But you do start them once in a while and make sure they're running and move them.
I drive them around the property a little bit. Try to go through at least 2 or 3 gears.
Well, with a twin stick, I mean, or triple, 3? Is this one 3?
This is a 5 and a 3.
Okay, yeah.
And interior's done really well. Yeah. Alan did a great job. He was a true gentleman.
You wonder why these were so noisy in the past, because when you start looking at the dashes, everything's metal and paint. Whereas the new trucks today, it's all got carpeting and all.
Can't compare. Yeah. These are.
You couldn't fall asleep. People, say you fall asleep. You couldn't fall asleep at the wheel with this thing.
Are you joking?
It was so much vibrating and. Very cool.
Shake all around.
Yeah.
But these are, to me, and you may agree or disagree, this is a work of art to me.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible piece of truck history.
How's it turn? That steering wheel doesn't look as big as you would expect for a long nose back in the day. Because when you had just Armstrong steering, as we used to call it.
Yeah. And my first couple trucks had Armstrong steering.
Yes, I remember that.
That's why truck drivers always.
They were in shape back in the day. They had to be.
Well,
Yeah.
between hand bombing and steering.
Yeah.
You had big upper body.
And no money for eating. Well, that's a great truck. Thank you very much. That's very cool that you have to have that one part of the collection. I like the wine theme. We should have themes for all of them. Oh, what a great truck. I hope you enjoyed that for sure. Hey, before I tell you about what's coming up as far as events, let me tell you about some of the guys that can get you chrome. Maybe not for a 54 Mack, but they got all the stuff for very cool trucks. Chrome Supply Warehouse, they're in Belleville, Ontario, and they've got interior parts, exterior parts, and they got some of the best chrome that you'll ever get, and they can make custom-made stuff. So if you're looking for those one-off items to really set your truck apart, Chrome Supply Warehouse is where I would go. You can go there if you're going through Belleville, Ontario, which is in between Toronto and Montreal. Get off at exit 538, go to the north side of the 401, and they're right there in that big blue glass building. You can't miss it. You can see it right from the highway. Anyway, go on in there. 8,000 square feet of parts is what they've got, so you know you're going to get something that'll really set your truck off. They've got room for 100 trucks, so truck parking's not a problem. Get a coffee, get a water, and enjoy looking around the great store. Now, if you can't get to Belleville, we understand you're busy. Go to chromesupplywarehouse.com and you can get all kinds of stuff going there, and they can even order for you and ship it right to you. So don't worry, your truck will still look cool for the show season next year. Anyway, check them out at chromesupplywarehouse.com. All right, let's talk about some of the events. You're probably wondering what's going on in October. Now, if you are listening to this the day of, you might already be there at the Fleet Safety Council is having their annual conference. October 24th today is the day that they're actually having it. This is their safety conference. It's being held in Brampton, Ontario, and you can learn more about this one and future ones and see past ones at fleetsafetycouncil.com. If you are in human resources or somebody that takes care of the workplace, then Driver Check's Fitness for Duty Summit should be on your radar. It's happening October 29th, 2025. It's a virtual event, but you still do need to get tickets for it. Go to drivercheck.ca to find out about all of that. And then if you are a new driver, you're probably looking, where can I go to find a job? Check out the Trucking Network Expo Job Fair. Their new date, it's usually held in September, but they moved it to November 1st, so it's happening November 1st, 2025 at the Pearson Convention Center in Brampton, Ontario. Go to the truckingnetworkevents.ca and check them out, and you'll find out all the stuff there. All right, that takes us to the end of October, 1st of November, where we should be all the time, and we want you to be safe. Hey, wherever you are, subscribe to us. If you're listening to us on the podcast or you're visiting one of our socials or even our YouTube channel, you can subscribe whichever platform you're on and make sure you stay up to date with all the stuff going on. Check out all of the cool trucks like Chuck Snow's 54 Mack by going to our YouTube channel and just look at all the featured trucks. We have a playlist just for Pete's, one for Kenworth, and one for others. Everybody's on the others, but you can find Chuck's Mack on the others. All right, my friends, we'll talk to you later. Be good out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.